everybody, and welcome to this special on Venus transiting Sagittarius. So this year Venus transits in Sagittarius from the 18th of January right up until the 11th of February, so for about 3.5 weeks. So in summary, on the positive side, this energy brings a sense of adventure and exploration to us, as it encourages us to broaden our world, our horizons, seek out new experiences, watch new TV shows, listen to new music, podcasts, whatever, it doesn't have to be anything too crazy, research other cultures maybe, anything that allows you to be creative and spontaneous and mutable, because Sagittarius is mutable, changeable energy, so it can make us feel restless and impractical on the negative end, but positively, if we use it in a sort of tempered way, it can make us, experience new things in, loving someone else or loving ourselves. Psychologically, it can bring increased desire for freedom and independence in relationships. It wants us to be more honest and open about our feelings with ourselves and others, but also, because Sagittarius can be highly changeable energy, it can make you resist commitment and more impulsive in love as well. So the best use of this energy is to, explore new intimate relationships or platonic relationships, or spice up existing relationships as well. It's a good energy to take risks in with love and embrace the unknown, try new things, go on more adventurous dates, even if you're just dating yourself, have more open conversations with your partner. If you are in a relationship or relationships, ultimately, the best use of this energy is to embrace the sense of freedom that Venus in Sagittarius brings, but also be aware of the need for balance and stability within yourself and within your relationships. Trust your intuition and follow your heart, but also remember to consider the long-term consequences, risks, outcomes, repercussions of your actions. So now I'm going to talk about the aspects that Venus is making this year when it goes into Sagittarius, as these aspects are going to flavour the whole Venus in Sagittarius periods for the next 3.5 weeks. So Venus is making a quintile to Saturn as it goes into Sagittarius this year. So this shows us that there's harmony between Venus's qualities of love and, appreciating beauty, and Saturn's discipline and structure. So we find success by balancing this aspect's needs for freedom and exploration, which is Sagittarius, and practicality and, being more responsible, which is what Saturn wants us to do. Because sometimes Saturn's misunderstood. People think in astrology Saturn wants us to be unhappy. No, he wants us to be very happy. But Saturn knows that we have to overcome obstacles and go through heartache to, appreciate the best within ourselves and life as well. Some of us with different levels and varying levels of experiences of traumas and stuff, but ultimately whatever hurts us, Saturn shows us if we take responsibility for our own happiness, not for what others done. We can forgive them, that's what we can do, that's our responsibility, but we can just sort of let go of the past and move forward. So it allows us to, be more grounded with our finances and, loving ourselves and others as well. Also brings more commitment into our actions and words, so it's a great energy for serious conversations across all relationships as well. So Venus also makes a biquintile to Uranus, so this is also sort of energy, brings unpredictability to the whole period, more unpredictability I should say. So it allows us to just embrace new, but it also can bring sudden changes in our love life and our personal values. So just watch out for that, because you may thought that you know yourself or others, and something may happen that makes you question your reality, especially when it involves the situation and people. But it allows us to think outside of the box, to let go of anything that really is making us feel trapped right now, and to go after what we want as well, especially in the realms of love and self-love. Lastly, we have the Venus making the square to Neptune and the trine to the moon's north node. So Venus' square to Neptune can make us want to believe in illusions and confusion, and we can manipulate with words and actions, or others can do this with us as well. Or we can be passive aggressive and just wanting to run away into fantasy, because it's square energy, and Neptune always can increase on the negative end our addictive tendencies, whether it be excessive porn watching, hookups, drinking, taking drugs, or doing other things that are self-destructive in excess. So we can just have unrealistic expectations about life, our capabilities and relationships right now, and especially our creative expression. So some of us may find ourselves daydreaming about our idealistic love or lifestyle that may not be based in reality, and unless we are willing to take practical action to bring our dreams, we're not going to go nowhere close. And the best way to start with all that is to heal all the things that we've got within, like our psychological, emotional, spiritual traumas, because people are always going to be acids, always going to be jerks and triggers in the external world. But if we can control and learn to manage and understand our internal triggers, then this can be a superpower. We can navigate the world with more ease, So Neptune square positively wants us to use better judgment, be more cautious, and not to be getting lost in illusions, as this will cause disappointment. So don't ignore the red flags. Allow yourself to handle any secrets that could come out now, because Neptune rules the 12th house as well. You may feel isolated. Other people may isolate themselves from you when you want to be close right now as well. But the moon's north node kind of brings a sort of a loving energy to close off the aspects that Venus makes this year as it goes into Sagittarius. So it allows us to have sort of like coincidences and synchronicity in the matters of love and personal growth. Nice things can happen. Things that were ended and beyond repaired can be repaired, but without ignoring those red flags, because sometimes we ignore it and we just keep on making the same mistakes. But that being said, miracles can come true with this energy. It wants us not to be too comfortable. It does want us to, push ourselves out of our comfort zone, because if we don't, we can miss opportunities that are important for our growth. But ultimately, this energy allows us to be open-minded, take more risks, to be more loving to ourselves and empathetic and compassionate with ourselves and others as well. So that's the end of the summary. If you want to know the longer version, where I go more into the practical, spiritual, symbolic and meanings, and talk about what it means for career and educational, spiritual and personal development, as well as more on how it impacts our relationships, then keep on listening. If not, then thanks for listening. So as I said, transiting Venus in Sagittarius infuses adventure and spirit into our relationships, into all things related to love and affection. So it can be used to expand our social sort of like circles. It can make us desire more intellectual stimulation, and it encourages us to be more enthusiastic and be more spontaneous, especially in our romantic expression and plans. So ultimately, Venus in Sagittarius encourages us to embrace freedom and explore new avenues of connection with ourselves and others. At times when Venus is in Sagittarius, practicality can take a back seat, as we can just want more experience. We can be more spontaneous, more flirting, more voice notes and DMs and all kinds of craziness going on, more infidelity, more cheating, so watch out for that. Try and be honest and stuff as well. On the spiritual esoteric level, it opens us up to the gateway of higher realms of, love and affection and connection, so we can be a lot more amorous, a lot more up for it, as we say in the UK. And that's okay if you're single and secure and ready to mingle, but if you're not, this can cause problems, especially if you're in a non-open relationship as well. You may also want to change the setup of your relationship with this energy as well and be a bit more unconventional, maybe go from a closed to an open relationship. But on the spiritual level, it pushes us to seek meaning and purpose in our relationships, pushing us to kind of transcend superficial desires and embrace a more deeper, more sort of soulful, intimate love and connection with ourselves and others. Symbolically, it kind of represents a quest for truth and expansion, encouraging us to break free from, our conventional norms and beliefs and what we've come to believe, and question what do we actually believe and who do we really want to be, what do we truly value in our lives as well as explore different perspectives, being more open to other people's opinions as well. It encourages us to broaden our horizons and take a more open-minded approach to love and life. Creatively, transiting Venus in Sagittarius can spark a fire within us that can ignite our imagination and inspire us to express our love and desires in more unique and meaningful ways. It encourages us to be more experimental in art, in love, in the bedroom, out the bedroom, in life. Emotionally, can make us feel more optimistic, light-hearted. We can have more faith in finding love and happiness beyond our current circumstances. So you may be heartbroken now, you may have been heartbroken for a long time, single for and celibate for years and thinking love can never happen. But Venus in Sagittarius can open us up to the promises of spring that's coming and the summer, and allow us to harvest love over the coming months. Double meaning, but over the coming months, it can just open us up to just planting those seeds so we can start reaping love in our life through our experiences, and this can make us feel more joy, more happy, more enthusiastic, and more, open about life. On the worldly, materialistic side, it can lead us to sort of overindulging, mutable energy, Sagittarius, and fiery, impulsive, so we can go and spending sprees. So picture this, you can be strolling through a busy shopping place and just be tempted to buy that new, winter coat, because, you have convinced yourself that it would make you look, suave and like a secret kind of agent or more desirable. It's just, toasty and warm in there. Venus in Sagittarius can whisper, exaggerating, doing too much tones into our ear. That can encourage us to, just embrace the thrill of the indulgence and getting caught up in it and just spending and buying things for others, planning trips abroad, doing all sorts. But if you can do it, but just make sure, you prepare for the consequences. On the political front, people can become more charismatic, especially politicians, wanting to be more captivating. They can have more of a way with their words and be more, unwavering in their commitment to fighting for what they see is right or implementing their policies in a dictatorial kind of way. This allows us to, join forces with like-minded people, activists, and get behind causes that we really, want to be behind, especially those that sort of are all for promote fairness and inclusivity, regardless of, our skin colours and who we make love to and stuff like that as well. Socially, Venus in Sagittarius, social gatherings can become more dynamic and vibrant as people from different backgrounds or belief systems can come together. So this allows us to, repair grounds in damaged relationships, or have, community debates and how we can improve our communities of families and stuff, and just exchange ideas, and also sort of like share our passions. And we can, if we're open to it, we can have intriguing debates, and this energy encourages us to make sure everyone is listened to. We actively listen to each other, creating a safe space for all of us to sort of like just be, and new friendships can easily be formed, and genuine connections can be made under this influence, because we find shared interests that we may never knew that we had in common with others, or we just may have in common a more of a mutual thirst for knowledge with others and stuff like that. So yeah, in the karmic level, Venus in Sagittarius wants us to pay close attention to our romantic choices. Are we treating others with respect and honesty, or are we just swiping left without second thought? Are we ghosting people too much? Why are we doing this? It reminds us to remember that what goes around comes around. In terms of karmic lessons, it can bring us valuable lessons about love and relationships. We can meet someone, for example, who seems like our perfect match. They can be charming and adventurous, and they can make our heart flutter like a butterfly on caffeine. But here's the twist, because sometimes there always is one. They can have commitment issues that kind of rival, Dynamo's or Houdini's disappearing acts, or or a more sleight of hand than Devon Brown. But yeah, karmically, it wants us to set healthy boundaries and not get swept away by the fleeting, lustful infatuations. It wants us to find real commitment and come to the understanding that love should never, and this is a note to myself as well, be one-sided. It should be a balanced dance between two or more individuals. So before you jump headfirst into the arms of another, ask yourself, what lesson is the universe trying to teach me right here? So all in all, during Venus's transit in Sagittarius, the past life karmic energies that come up can reawaken our need to seek out new connections and expand our horizons. It's important to be mindful of any unresolved issues from the past that come up during this time. Perhaps you have had the tendency to rush into relationships without considering the consequences, or maybe you struggled with commitment and emotional vulnerability. So now is the opportunity to address these patterns and break free from the old cycles that you've been having this lifetime or past lifetimes. So just take some time out to reflect on your current relationships and behaviours, and ask yourself, are you prone to rushing into relationships without giving yourself time to truly get to know the other person? This used to be my pattern, and boy, I've paid for it sometimes. But anyway, and I'm sure the other person has paid with it with me. But anyway, moving on. Do you find it difficult to commit and establish long-lasting partnerships? So these may be indicators of your past life tendencies or current life behaviours that need addressing right now. So yeah, on the karmic level, Venus's transit through Sagittarius is a cosmic invitation for growth and self-reflection on the love affectionate levels, especially self-love. It's time to examine your fears around commitment and intimacy and learn from them. The universe is giving you a chance to set more healthier boundaries or continue to make them, taking the time to understand what you truly want in a relationship with yourself and in relationships with others on all levels. Remember, love shouldn't be rushed or forced. It should be a natural and genuine connection that grows over time. So use this transit as an opportunity to slow down and approach relationships with patience and, discernment, good judgment. Embrace the adventurous spirit within you, but also remember to balance this with questioning, not ignoring red flags and self-awareness. By doing so, you can break free from old patterns and create a more fulfilling and authentic love life. So yeah, trust in the process of growth and allow yourself to explore new connections with more of an open heart and a clearer mind. So now I'm going to talk about how committed and hookup relationships are affected when Venus is transiting in Sagittarius. So positively, it can make partners who are committed want to embrace new experiences together. They can bring sort of like a new energy to their relationships. This transit encourages a sort of like open-mindedness that can, breathe fresh air into long-term commitments. Couples may find themselves planning spontaneous trips, talking about more intellectual or deeper content. This can open them up to new things they don't know about each other and just be more stimulated within the connection. Negatively in committed relationships, this truth and honesty can be too much, and this can lead to a breakdown, or one person of the couple may want to be more independent and the other may want to be more dependent, and this can cause tension. So just try and be honest and realistic and give each other space. In terms of hookup relationships, people can want more personal space in hookup relationships, and this can cause tension, especially if someone feels suffocated in the connection as well. People can be more impulsive and reckless in hookup relationships as well. So make sure everything you do has consent, because people can be more risky and pussy, and even you may be in a hookup but you can still have rules and people can still break those rules. So cheating could happen in hookup connections, or people can overstep boundaries as well. So we just have to make sure that we do have the hard conversations right now in respect of other people's boundaries and assert our own needs clearly right now. In terms of Venus's Sagittarius effect on family, sort of like relationships, it can bring more adventure into family dynamics. Suddenly Sunday dinners can become more unpredictable and more lively. Long lost relatives or family friends may reappear out the blue and just talk about their crazy adventures of where they've been and stuff like that as well. But also we can have more clashes of opinions and heated debates at family gatherings, at family time as well. So watch out for that. In terms of friendship, it brings like an air of spontaneity into our social connections. We can create more memorable sort of experiences together as well. We may do things out of spare of the moment. One minute we're gaming and we're just doing our normal routine, and next minute we're going on road trips or just trying a new sport or just doing things we don't normally do in our friendship groups as well. But negatively, there can be a lack of commitment in friendships as well. People can do disappearing acts, because Venus in Sagittarius can make us more amorous, so you may hook up with someone and blow out your friendship plans as well. Plans can get cancelled last minute. Friends can take longer to reply to, texts and stuff like that as well. In terms of co-worker relationships, collaborative projects can be more edgy right now, as we say, more fresh ideas and ways of doing things with each other. But negatively, we can clash due to everybody wanting to, put their input and be like impulsive as well. So just try and make sure everyone's on the same page, communicate effectively to avoid conflicts, and just, try and be kind with each other. In terms of career development, it wants us to take more calculated risks and to go after work projects and sort of like jobs that inspire you, and you have like a sense of passion and adventure about, and that aligns with your beliefs and values as well. On the spiritual level, this energy wants us to explore different philosophies, belief systems and spiritual practices as well. We may feel a deeper yearning for knowledge and understanding of the world around us and within us. So, this is what we should do. In terms of personal development, we may plan or take spontaneous trips to connect with other people from different backgrounds or different belief systems to us. It may be scary at first, but if we go with it, we may learn things, we may gain friends for life. In terms of educational development, this energy is good for going to seminars or workshops. We can be more thirsty for knowledge, but watch out for burnout, as we may try and learn too much. But ultimately, we may find ourselves more drawn to subjects or courses that align with our passions and long-term goals. So now I'm just going to sum up with the best things for creatives, professionals, lovers and alternative healers and entrepreneurs to do when Venus is in Sagittarius. So for creatives, let your imagination fly high, allow yourself to experiment, use this as an opportunity to express your unique vision and your talents. Professionals, use this time to step outside of your comfort zone and explore new avenues for your professional success. Entrepreneurs should use this time to, maybe launch a new venture or reach out to potential clients or investors. Alternative healers should tap into this energy to explore different healing techniques and to expand knowledge in their existing knowledge set, deepening their understanding of alternative healing practices and discovering innovative ways to help others. Embracing, the changeable adventurous spirit of Sagittarius to seek out new experiences that can increase your healing abilities. So maybe taking care, maybe engaging in shadow work, especially around your, love adventure or lack of it. Lovers, it's a good time, as I said, to travel to new places physically or metaphorically with your partners, and just to allow the fiery energy of Sagittarius to ignite the flame of passion into your relationship and create unforgettable memories with each other. So that's the end of this special on Venus transiting in Sagittarius.